The root number 2 is the number of peace, balance, and unity. 2 merges reality, brings the opposite together, the masculine energy and the feminine energy. And they are the peacemaker, they are patient, and they has listening abilities, and their listening abilities is highly prized. The 2 carries ancient wisdom, a sense of mystery, yes, and secrets, and has wonderful artistic gift. The number 2 person represents duality, pairs, couples, so they deals with relationships, and so this is a female vibration or feminine vibration, and a receptive vibration, so they are great listeners. And this number 2 people deals with one-on-one engagement. And the number 2 people are sensitive, so be gentle with them. The number 2 is connected to imagination and dreams. The number 2 people get along with pretty much anyone. They don't seek to measure up against others or impose their beliefs on them. The number 2 people are peaceful people to be around. And they has this calmness when making decisions. And that's on the upside. And on the downside, they could be indecisionless. And so the number 2 people have a need to look for advice, support, and approval from others. And so their careful approach requires a need to understand and know as much as they can before making a decision, and then proceeding with care. So this gives the number 2 the gift of good judgment. So the number 2 are excellent manager, as they have a touch of persuasion that open doors for everyone to see eye to eye. And they often get others to view things their way. And so this enables the number 2 person to make major inroads in securing consensus between different parties, allowing them to open doors and succeed where others could not. So the number 2 is the first vibration in the 2-4-8 triads, which is the triad of manifestation. Yes. So anybody with the number 2 and 4 or 8, they about a material manifestation and having things. So number 2 are naturally responsive, conscious, and efficient. And so the number 2 are hard workers, like the triads of 2, 4, and 8. And they are usually humble, but can initially lack self-confidence. The number 2 people are psychic. Though they may keep that side of themselves secret, they are sensitive to other people's feelings, sensing them instantly. They can sense people's feelings. Yes. And their highly developed intuition serves them well when they meet people, since their natural shyness can lead them to not trust others easily. So the number 2 are generous friends and make great companions. Their interest in psychology of the human nature, due to their keen observation skills and ability to understand the human body language and sounds and face expressions. And this makes them excellent observers. The number 2 people are naturally romantic, and one of their main lessons is to be in partnership with lovers, friends, and associate without losing their independence and sense of self. So not falling into the codependence relationship patterns is a major lesson for any number 2, because number 2 could be followers. So this is not really a leading type number. This is like a following number. And number 2 deals with the moon. And so they're emotional. And they have urge to please others, you know what I'm saying, and get approval from others. And if they do not get approval from others, they can snap and be on their downside. So due to the sensitive nature, the number 2 people are secretive, but they're wonderful conversationalists and can naturally get others to reveal parts of themselves. When the number 2 people approach their goals, they're the opposite of the number 1 people who just go for it. So the number two just don't have quick impulse. They have to wait a while and think about it. So number two will move forward once they understand their goals and it's laid out. So they're not like the number one who just go for it. And so the number two usually attract financial money. So later on in their life, they are pretty much stable and straight with wealth, or at least, you know what I'm saying, living comfortable. So the number two people have a beautiful soul, and is considered to many, when they're on the upside, the best number. You know what I mean? Because number two can get along with anyone. And these people here, the number two people, the mistake they make is that they trust others, you know what I mean, so much until they can trust the wrong people. And the number two people can't imagine anyone having a bad intention of being anything but kind and noble, and that's their mistake. And so the number two people, they believe what others tell them. So they must learn to know what's real and what's not. So, because number two is easily getting taken advantage of. Number two people love to dream and live in their mind or their imagination and their idealistic world. And they're very sensitive and they're intuitive and they're highly adaptable kind souls. And the number two people, they are a true blessing to everyone around them. And so as long as they're on the upside, they are great. But their challenging expression, number two has a tendency to fear anything and the unknown and worry a lot. Number two people are highly sensitive, and they can worry about things, small matters that don't need to be worried about. And so they can feel all kind of pain and loss. And so the number two people can be very weak, and they can feel hurt by someone, and they will become silent, and they can even shut down, the number two people. And that's when they're out of alignment. As long as they're in alignment, they're straight. You know what I mean? Because number two people, they will listen to you. And so the number two people can also, when they're on the downside, they can be passion aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And just step out of nowhere. And number two people hate loud noise, aggressive violence of all kinds, because they represent balance and harmony. And so the number two people don't like loud music or something like that. And this could throw them off balance. And so the number two people must maintain the inner harmony and peace. And so relaxation is the key to them and to their healings. And so deep breathing, exercise, and meditation are wonderful, necessary for the number two people. And so by them being silent and meditating, they can bring their intuitive side out with their intelligence, and they can make something happen, because number two represents duality, which means the masculine energy and the feminine energy. And the number two people really don't like to lead, so they be like the power behind the throne, because they give their advice, but they don't really want to be in a management position. And so number two, they has unique ideas, and they represent the moon. And so the number two affirmation will be, I am invisible. I am indivisible. I breathe deeply and feel connected to the divine at all times. I'm grateful for every experience that comes my way and sees the hidden benefits to each encounter in my life. And this is the number two affirmation. I will listen to my intuition and I will know. And so this is it for the number two vibration.